Hello and welcome to another episode of Beer Man's No Bull Beer Reviews. Today I have another beer from Brew Brewing Company out of Braddock, Pennsylvania. This beer is just called BG Maibock. So this is part of their standard BG series that they don't give them a name. It's just the BG and then whatever type of beer it is, which just their attempt at that specific style, which I think is really nice and clean labeling. This you can see right there. This was filled on 7/12, and it is 7.2 ABV. There's not a lot of breweries that make Maibocks anymore, especially not ones that aren't 100% dedicated to lagers, like Hofbrau or OMB here in Charlotte, those types of places. So I was glad to see that these guys took an interest in doing something like that. And they have been doing a lot of good lagers lately. So I was definitely intrigued when I saw they were doing this. So I'm going to crack it open, see what we got. I'm hoping this traveled well. I just apologize for that pause in recording. I'm sure you could tell why I paused it. My dogs saw someone outside that they, for whatever reason, didn't like and started going crazy. But I did finish the pour. As you can see, it pours a really nice dark golden color with a nice, slightly more than one finger's worth of really fluffy white head. I mean, it looks like a really nice traditional Pilsner, to be honest. And this might be the cleanest cleanest looking lager that they've done, because even some of their Pilsners are like a little cloudy. This is super clean though, so that really intrigues me. Oh, that smells nice. So some of the other lagers they've been doing, the Pilsner series especially, have been kind of on the hoppier side, but this one definitely, it does come off somewhat hoppy, but it's more of a traditional earthy floral noble hop, as opposed to, they did one or two Pilsners that were kind of slightly American hopped, and I still really like them, but they're just a little less traditional. This smells definitely more traditional. A lot of nice earthy hop character, some really doughy and bready malt notes. But it smells really vibrant too, if that makes any sense. There's a little bit of even an orangey character to the hops too, so maybe it's not 100% German, but I do pick that up in some Pilsners I've had that have only used German hops, so we'll see. That's really nice. Really nice bready, crackery malt profile. There's almost like a grapey character to it, which I'm really not sure where that comes from. Sometimes I do get that from Imperial Pilsners and stronger beers that are very, very light that aren't overly hopped. Sometimes I get that, and I'm getting that in this a little bit. You do get the earthy, noble hop character, a little bit of that orangey note. And so usually when I say something's doughy, I'm thinking of usually it's more bready than doughy in a sense that it's cooked dough. This is really, really doughy. If you, I'm trying to think of a good example. If you order, sometimes at a place, if you order a calzone or a stromboli, and it didn't cook through all the way, so the outside is Apologize for the second time. I had my TV on pause and it came back on. What I was saying, it's like if you have a calzone or a stromboli and the outside is fully cooked, but the inside is still stretchy. And at first you think it's from the cheese, and then you realize, oh shit, this is actual like dough that didn't cook all the way. And you taste that dough, and you're like, oh, it actually doesn't taste bad, but I might get sick from eating this. Like, that's what this reminds me of, the flavor of that dough. Obviously, you're not going to get sick from drinking this, but that's just, it's very, very doughy. Now, I would say that it hides the alcohol it's 7.2. I would say it hides the alcohol pretty well in terms of, like, tasting alcohol, but it's kind of a mindfuck at the same time because it looks like a Pilsner, it smells like a Pilsner, so whenever I drink it, I'm expecting to get something like super light and crisp. And I guess it is crisp just based on the flavor, but it's not super light. It has a heavier body, which, I mean, is completely appropriate for the style and how strong it is. So, I don't know if I would really say it hides the alcohol well or not, because the body's heftier, which kind of makes me perceive that it's higher in ABV, but I'm not getting really any alcohol flavor or any type of heat in the throat. I mean, 7.2 isn't that strong anyways, but usually for something that's this light, you would get it more than if you had a 7.2 IPA, because there's so many other things going on in it. Yeah, I mean, I haven't had a ton of Maibocks in general, let alone ones that were American made. If I compared this to, I'm trying to think, the last Maibock I probably had was the one that Fauna Flora did, and I would say this is similar to that, whereas it is still a pretty clean, crisp beer. But, you know, you're kind of just taking, it's almost like an Imperial Pilsner, which I don't hate that, but if I want these flavor profiles, I don't necessarily want it in something that's this strong. But again, that is not even remotely a knock on Brew Gentlemen. It's just to the style, because almost everyone that I've had has been like that. But so I do think this is really, really well done for the style, and if I felt sometimes it's later in the evening before you get going and you're gonna go out soon, so you want something a little stronger. So I could see there being a setting where I would want this, because I do really like the flavors, and they are reminiscent of just like a Pilsner with more body and a little more sweetness too, but I wouldn't drink this every day, but I could see scenarios where I would want to buy this again. And I did buy it again because I drank it at the brewery, and now I'm drinking it again. So I would buy this again for sure. It did travel well, which I'm happy about too. So that's something to be said for these guys, that they know what they're doing when they're filling growlers. They always fill them completely to the top. You pop them and you think, oh crap, they're flat because they don't really hiss, and then you pour it, and then they're as perfectly carbonated as when they pour it at the brewery. It's amazing. I don't know any other brewery that has that where they do that. It's pretty crazy. I think it's because a lot of breweries cap on foam, which you should not do. You got to fill it all the way. Yeah, so like I was saying, this is a buy for me. I would buy this again on certain occasions. And for the style, it is very, very good. So if you like Maibock, definitely seek this out. It might be the best American one that I've had. It's very, very well done. These guys continue to kill it in pretty much every style that they make. So I'm really proud that they're part of the Pittsburgh beer community, even though I don't live there anymore. I might, again, someday, who knows. But they're definitely leading the way in quality for sure. So I think that's all I got in this one. Please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think, and I look forward to doing the next one. Thanks.